Good evening and welcome to the Seth Joyner Show. The Birds finally accepted an offering of prosperity. The Cowboys and the Niners go down in Week 16, and the Eagles finally take advantage of the gift. It was not the get right or put it all together game that we all thought it might be against the Giants. I come to the conclusion that each and every game for this team is going to be a struggle. And although 11-4 looks and sounds awesome, if this 2023 Eagles team is going to match last year's run to another Super Bowl, it's going to be nick and tuck the entire way. It's time for my breakdown. After 6 straight games versus winning teams and traversing the gauntlet, the Eagles came out 3-3, and somewhat shell-shocked in my opinion. After dropping what should have been a win versus the Seattle Seahawks last week, the Eagles enter a stretch of 3 games, 2 versus the Giants and 1 versus the Cardinals, in which many would think that this is a stretch that they can regain their confidence, find some rhythm, and get all phases aligned for the playoffs. The Giants roll into the Lincoln Financial Field on Christmas Day, and we all thought the Birds would roll the G-men like the 5-9 team that they were. After getting off to a great start on both sides of the football, things began to go sideways again for the Birds. The defense basically ran Tommy DeVito out of the game, while the offense set up by a big play by Britton Covey on a punt return on their first possession of 54 yards, got out to an early lead. It all evaporated on the first kickoff of the second half with a fumble by Boston Scott. After getting out to a 17-3 lead, they seem to have forgotten the entire game plan. The defense stymied the Giants' run game and forced DeVito into bad throw after bad throw and eventually to the bench. At the beginning of the second half, things really went sideways. The aforementioned Boston Scott ran into Olamide Zaccheaus and fumbled the ball away to the Giants on their own 15-yard line. And after 3 Saquon Barkley runs, the lead was now cut to 7 points, and the Eagles began to lose their poise, in my opinion. It seems as though this team at times can't get out of their own way. From questionable play calls to drive-stalling penalties to mistake after mistake, which compounds into a cascading effect of mistakes that plagues this football team. This team has been searching all year trying to find its identity, rhythm, and ability to dominate in a similar manner to what they did last year. Something's off, something's not right, and almost debilitating for the psyche and confidence of this team. And I'm not certain that they can find it with 2 weeks left in the regular season. Although they won the game and they needed to have it, they can't feel overly confident, good, or encouraged about how they won and their inability to get right. That's my breakdown. After this break, my colleague from NBC Sports Philadelphia, Michael Barkann, will join me to dissect what ails this Birds team and what, if anything, they can do to figure out how to find their footing before the playoffs begin.
When you open the BetParx app, you're in the zone. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moments. It's the anticipation of another face card, the thrill of an extra spin, and the pure joy of a jackpot. It's all your favorite games at your fingertips. Plus, get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. You play for fun, you love to win. You bet. BetParx.
This is Seth Joyner, top analyst for the Birds. I've also analyzed the best auto dealerships, and I drive a Davis Honda.
Fall into savings at Davis Honda. Over 300 cars available. And right now, get rates as low as 0.9% at Davis Honda in Burlington. Plus, you'll get 2 years of free oil changes on every new and used Davis Honda vehicle. See why Davis Honda continues to win outstanding awards for sales and service, including the highest award from Honda, the President's Award. Get to Davis Honda in Burlington.
Fall into savings at Davis Honda.
Welcome to Bridgeview Partners, where IT and business innovation merge. We're not just another tech company. We're your strategic partner in navigating the ever-evolving digital landscape. Our team of experts tailors cutting-edge solutions to fit your unique needs, and ensuring your success is our top priority. Elevate your business with Bridgeview Partners. Discover the power of partnership and tech innovation today. Contact us now to experience the difference. Bridgeview Partners, where innovation meets excellence.
If you understand that success is built on trusted relationships and dependable performance, Mid-Penn Bank is the right bank for you. We're on a mission to prove that the right bankers can make a big difference. We work harder, we get things done, and we're in your corner. With financial centers strategically located throughout the greater Philadelphia region and new locations in central New Jersey, we're ready to bring you the best in commercial and personal banking. Call or visit us today to connect with a professional Mid-Penn banker. Member FDIC. Go Eagles!
At Revolution X, we know that fortunes are made in times of uncertainty. Are you selling your investment real estate? Are you interested in deferring your tax with a 1031 exchange? At RevX, we're experts in 1031 exchange planning and the use of passive real estate options using DSTs. Not in the midst of an exchange and want to invest in real estate but don't know where to start? Revolution X has institutional grade real estate options for any size investor right now. Set up a consultation at RevXWealth.com. RevX, defer the tax, maximize the gain.
This segment is brought to you by Davis Honda of Burlington. Welcome back. NBC Sports host of the Eagles pre- and post-game show, Michael Barkann, joins me to talk your 11-4 Eagles. Mike B, first off, how are you? And then second of all, what is going on with our Eagles?
Well, I'll tell you, you don't like a win? I mean, a win's a win, right? Let me ask you this question, my friend. If you're linebacking that team and you get in that locker room and you got your 11th win of the season, you still have the possibility of home field throughout the playoffs and a first-round bye, which you do. I mean, a win's a win, right? What would you say to that?
I would say that Michael Barkann is taking over my show and asking the questions like he always does.
Hey, I'm sorry. Look, I got to pay you back for all those post games. Hey, I got to take a break, Seth. I don't care. Here we go. I have a point to make. Here's the deal. On the one hand, they have 11 wins, and that's a good thing. On the other hand, they're not playing as well as they can play, or at least as well as they should be able to play. And if you take the offensive side of the ball first, that line is there's 5 beasts on that line. The tight end is Pro Bowl quality. The running back, we saw him yesterday, number 0, but number 1 in our hearts. He's just absolutely amazing. DeAndre Swift. The wide receivers are among, if not the best in the NFL, probably the best in the NFL. And then you have the quarterback in the same category. Yet it struggled to score points until yesterday against a real weak, a terrible Giants team. I don't know the reason, but I think they have the talent that if they get it together on a consistent basis, and we saw some of it yesterday. And I think it is fair to say, well, what about the quality of the competition? The quality of the competition was terrible, and they eked out a 33-25 win. But how about this? Subtract 15 points that they just gave them. 15 points on that pick six. It was not Jalen Hurts' fault because Dallas Goedert slipped. And 7 other points, that's 15 points on takeaways, and all of a sudden it's a different score to that game. I think playing Arizona is just the medicine they need. The Giants, the second time, the last regular season game, just the medicine they need because they're going to need to win that game for playoff positioning.
Hey, listen, you've already blown up my script, so we're just gonna ad-lib our way through this segment. Mike, you sound like you're drinking the coffee. I'm more on the pessimistic side of things, so much more than you are, because this team has been struggling to find its identity all season long, and here we are in Week 17. They're still searching. The players, are expressing doubt. The coaches are expressing doubt. This team, eked out a win yesterday, and we can talk about if they don't do this and if they don't do that. But the fact is they keep making the same mistakes, perpetuating the same mistakes week after week after week.
And what do you always say about that? You continue to make mistakes. Either it's tolerated or it's coached. I don't know that it's coached, but certainly it seems to be tolerated. But I don't think we can underscore enough, Seth, on the defensive side of the ball. If you're not playing with your top personnel, then you're not playing fully loaded. That's just the way it is. You're not playing. I'm not saying Zach Cunningham is Seth Joyner. Far from it, and no insult meant. But when you look at no Zach Cunningham, no Avonte Maddox, no Slay, and I'm missing somebody else that hasn't been playing as well, that is a significant portion of your defense that is missing. And I think once they get those guys back, and with Matt Patricia now calling the plays on the defense, I think they're going to be a lot better. I think we'll see what happens in the playoffs with that kind of personnel. Offensively, I think there's some kind of disconnect between Nick Sirianni, Brian Johnson, and Jalen Hurts. Something doesn't make sense to me there, because I mentioned the talent that this offense has. And sometimes, situationally, I don't understand the calls. I don't understand why they're not going with the push. I can't call it tush push, man. Come on. We're talking about the NFL.
You just
I'm not calling it the brotherly shove. No. I'm just saying it's the push. But why they don't go with the push on 3rd and short? Why Sirianni lets all that time expire at the end of the first half, right before Jalen keeps in bounds? They could have had a touchdown on that play. So that's coaching. I don't understand that. I don't understand why they don't run the ball more. So there are a lot of things that I think are unexplained, and hopefully they can gel and get them together before too long, because the playoffs are coming up, and whether we like it or not, and I know we like it, they're going to the playoffs.
And listen, Michael, there's no doubt about it. You know, when I talked about the pessimism opposed to the optimism of this whole thing, it's based upon, you know, who they're going to have to beat and who they're going to have to overcome in order for them to get to Las Vegas, you know. And right now, I just can't see, even if the Cowboys come in here again, I can't see them beating the Cowboys. I can't see them beating the 49ers, even though the 49ers got drubbed last night, you know, by the Baltimore Ravens. I think that I've always felt like, you know, Detroit was a team that they could positively beat. But I'm not so sure that they can beat Detroit the way that they're playing. If they continue to make the mistakes and have the mishaps that they've had, there's no way that they're beating those 3 teams, at home or on the road.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with you there. And I don't know if was Vaughn Hebron, were you 2 teammates?
Mm-hmm.
B-Heb? And he used to say, you know what? Each game is a season. And I'd be like, what do you mean each game is a season? And when you look at it, each game is a season. Each game is unto itself. We don't worry about the next game until we play the one before it. And once we played the one before it, then we scrap the one before it. We don't never even happen. We're worried about the next one. So each game is a season. And the second Dallas game was terrible. The San Francisco game was terrible. You lose to Seattle in the manner in which you lose to Seattle, and just to lose to them at all, it was absolutely terrible. But it's a season. It's a microcosm of a bigger picture. But at any time, all that stuff is thrown on the scrap heap, and we start anew.
All right, Mike. Well, I got to ask the question. I think I already know, you know, how you feel. You know,
what parade?
Do the Eagles win this game, or is this another nail biter?
You mean coming up against Arizona?
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to win the game. I think Arizona is going to come to play. They're a 3-win team. They stink. But Jonathan Gannon was the coordinator here last year, as you well know, and I think that makes players rise to the occasion. So I don't think it's necessarily going to be easy for them. But hey, they're a professional football team. They're an NFL team. They got Kyler Murray at quarterback. So, you know, it's not going to be easy. But I think with each week, they will get stronger. And I think that last game against the Giants is going to mean something. It's for playoff positioning, and they're going to win that too. I think they're going to win out. And I think ultimately you're going to see at the end of that Arizona game, they're going to be running the ball and grinding out the yardage to preserve another victory. Yes, they do beat Arizona, but I don't have a score yet. If you tune into NBC Sports Philadelphia pregame live, I'll have it for you then.
There he is, the eternal optimist. Mike B., it's always a pleasure having you with me, man. Great to catch up with you, my friend.
Steph, man, thank you so much. You know I love you. Always great to see you. Happy holidays.
Same to you, my friend. All right, coming up next, Sean Brace is here to talk Week 17 fantasy and betting picks as the season begins to wind down.
When you open the BetParks app, you're in the zone. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moments. It's the energy of being all in, the passion of a perfect parlay, and the pure joy of a jackpot. It's another opportunity to win big every day of the week. Sign up for BetParks and get a welcome offer today. You play for fun, you love to win. You bet. BetParx.
This is Seth Joyner, top analyst for the Birds. I've also analyzed the best auto dealerships, and I drive a Davis Honda.
Fall into savings at Davis Honda. Over 300 cars available. And right now, get rates as low as 0.9% at Davis Honda in Burlington. Plus, you'll get 2 years of free oil changes on every new and used Davis Honda vehicle. See why Davis Honda continues to win outstanding awards for sales and service, including the highest award from Honda, the President's Award. Get to Davis Honda in Burlington.
Fall into savings at Davis Honda.
Welcome to Bridgeview Partners, where IT and business innovation merge. We're not just another tech company. We're your strategic partner in navigating the ever-evolving digital landscape. Our team of experts tailors cutting-edge solutions to fit your unique needs, and ensuring your success is our top priority. Elevate your business with Bridgeview Partners. Discover the power of partnership and tech innovation today. Contact us now to experience the difference. Bridgeview Partners, where innovation meets excellence.
JP Mascaro and Sons is a family-owned, locally operated solid waste service company in business for over 60 years. You've seen the red trucks with the blue elephant that symbolizes strength and reliability. Mascaro is different than other national brands. Like the Birds, Philadelphia is home. They'll take care of all your waste removal needs. They have it all: an experienced workforce, state-of-the-art equipment, a cutting-edge recycling center, and their own disposal facilities. Call 888-MASCARO or visit jpmascaro.com.
At Mandrecchia Law, we win big personal injury cases, but we always tell our clients up front that those cases almost always hinge on how much insurance coverage people or companies have. At Mandrecchia Law, we don't sell insurance, but we're experts at helping our clients make sure they have the right insurance to protect their businesses and families. Do you have the right insurance? Most people don't. For a consultation, visit mmattorneys.com or call 610-584-0700. Mandrecchia Law, aggressive attorneys who get the job done.
This segment is brought to you by BetParx. Welcome back. Follow Sean Brace at Fox PHL Gambler for his weekly picks, prop bets, parlays, as well as fantasy picks. Sean, how's it going, my friend?
Happy holidays, everyone. Week 17 is here, and oh man, the Eagles found a way to win over the Giants. So on to the next one, Seth.
Yeah, my goodness. You know, they got back on track, but it was not pretty. All right, so let's start with some fantasy stuff here. Over on the fantasy side of things, which player and defenses are you favoring for Week 17?
Well, one question about the Philadelphia Eagles that has been answered every single week is, of course, will Jalen Hurts find the end zone? And it's yes. Right now, he just set the record for most touchdowns rushing by a quarterback in a single season. No surprise here. I think he keeps it going at home against the Cardinals. Give me Jalen Hurts to be my quarterback this week. Running back, let's head to Vegas. They're on the road, actually, in Indy, taking on the Colts. Zamir White. Man, Antonio Pierce has Raider Nation believing right now, Seth. Back-to-back weeks filling in for Jacobs. A ton of volume, both rushing and receiving. Love the kid. Give me Zamir White versus the Colts this week. Wide receiver, I don't think you have to think too much into this one. Tyreek Hill, he needs 70 yards this week, Seth, to go down as the all-time receiver in Miami Dolphin history. I know he's going to have 2 weeks, but I like him in a big spot this week. And, of course, keep your eye on Jalen Waddle as far as the injury is concerned. If he's out, love Tyreek Hill even more. And finally, the defense that we're going to play this week, the Chicago Bears. Atlanta Falcons, who are being led by Taylor Heineke right now, quarterback. The Bears feast. Man, I'm looking forward to this one. I think they're the number one team against the rush. I think you make Taylor Heineke throw the ball. That's a recipe for success right there.
Sound like some nice prop bets to me, my friend. All right, so what players are you fading and defense are you fading this week?
All right, fading Tua. Now, look, I realize what I just said as far as Tyreek Hill is concerned, but we know they're going to force the football his way. You're asking Tua a lot to go up to Baltimore and come away with the victory against that Ravens defense right now. So I'm avoiding Tua this week. Jonathan Taylor at the running back position, just been dealing with a lot. We know what took place in preseason, of course, carried into the early parts of the year, dealing with that injury. Last week, 18 carries for 43 yards. Yuck. Staying away from him against the Raiders. Cooper Kupp at the wide receiver position, Seth. They're taking on the Giants. I just think too many cooks in the kitchen this week versus the Giants. I like the Rams to roll, but I'm going to stay away from Cooper at his price. And finally, the Broncos defense, after getting embarrassed by the Pats and Bailey Zappi, time to book those trips to Cancun for Sean Payton and company. Year one not happening for him. I'm going to fade the Broncos this week versus the Chargers.
All right, now, so looking at some key matchups in Week 17 that will determine who makes the playoffs and who doesn't, as well as seedings. Give me your top 4 picks for the upcoming slate.
Sharp numbers this week, no surprise. 17 weeks into the season, odds makers are about as good as they get right now, Seth. But we'll take some shots here, and we're going to start with the Philadelphia Eagles. Look, they gave the Giants a lot of points. That unbelievable fumble at the start of the second half. Are you kidding me? I think they should have blown the doors off the Giants as far as the score is concerned. I believe they'll do it against the Cardinals this week. They just gave up 420 yards to the Chicago Bears on offense. I think the Eagles win by 2 touchdowns. Number is on the move. I like it at 9.5. The hottest team in football, Seth, we just watched them on Monday night. The Baltimore Ravens, they're 3-point favorites. Winners of 8 out of their last 9, 4 straight, including that monster win where they were 6.5-point underdogs against the Niners. Give me the Dolphins this week. Or, excuse me, give me the Ravens this week. Bills are going up against Bailey Zappi and the Patriots at home. Big-time number at 12, but Josh Allen has been a force. And watch out for James Cook out of the backfield. He's been fantastic this season. Give me the Bills. And finally, the Bears. They have a lot of focus on them right now with the NFL draft, that the picks that they own right now, Seth. So a lot of enthusiasm for Justin Fields and their offense at home versus the Falcons. Not a lot of want in Atlanta right now to go on the road to win in Chicago. I like the Bears -3.
Sean, love the energy, man. Thanks for your time today. Look forward to chatting with you next week as we wrap up the regular season and shift our focus over to the playoff matchups, I should say.
Happy New Year, everybody.
All right, my man. Make sure you download the BetParks app. Like me, you love to play, you love to win. You bet. BetParks. Coming up next, I'll give you my closing thoughts and predictions for the upcoming Arizona versus Eagles matchup Sunday at the Link. JP Mascaro & Sons is a family-owned, locally operated solid waste service company in business for over 60 years. You've seen the red trucks with the blue elephant that symbolizes strength and reliability. Mascaro is different than other national brands. Like the birds, Philadelphia is home. They'll take care of all your waste removal needs. They have it all: an experienced workforce, state-of-the-art equipment, a cutting-edge recycling center, and their own disposal facilities. Call 888-MASCARO or visit jpmascaro.com.
At Mandrecchia Law, we win big personal injury cases, but we always tell our clients up front that those cases almost always hinge on how much insurance coverage people or companies have. At Mandrecchia Law, we don't sell insurance, but we're experts at helping our clients make sure they have the right insurance to protect their businesses and families. Do you have the right insurance? Most people don't. For a consultation, visit mmattorneys.com or call 610-584-0700. Mandrecchia Law, aggressive attorneys who get the job done. At Revolution X, we know that fortunes are made in times of uncertainty. Are you selling your investment real estate? Are you interested in deferring your tax with a 1031 exchange? At RevX, we're experts in 1031 exchange planning and the use of passive real estate options using DSTs. Not in the midst of an exchange and want to invest in real estate but don't know where to start? Revolution X has institutional-grade real estate options for any size investor right now. Set up a consultation at RevXWealth.com. RevX, defer the tax, maximize the gain.
If you understand that success is built on trusted relationships and dependable performance, Mid-Penn Bank is the right bank for you. We're on a mission to prove that the right bankers can make a big difference. We work harder, we get things done, and we're in your corner. With financial centers strategically located throughout the greater Philadelphia region and new locations in central New Jersey, we're ready to bring you the best in commercial and personal banking. Call or visit us today to connect with a professional Mid-Penn banker. Member FDIC. Go Eagles!
When you open the BetParks app, you're in the zone. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moments. It's the confidence and underdogs covering, the tension before a clutch turnover, and the pride of a parlay paying off. It's another chance to win big with all-day action. Plus, win your first $10 bet and get $125 in sports bonus bets. You play for fun, you love to win. You bet. BetParks.
This segment is brought to you by Bridgeview Partners. Welcome back. My concerns about this team have not changed from their struggles in the first few weeks of the season to the current time. Why can't Nick Sirianni and his staff fix this talented and skilled football team? It is perplexing to me to watch this team. There's a Jekyll and Hyde aura about them. There are times when they look as though they've righted the ship and are headed towards smooth waters. and out of nowhere, at the snap of a finger, they look confused, inept, and lost at sea. Who are they? What are they trying to achieve? Offensively, there's no logical reason for the emotional roller coaster that this team lives on from week to week. They have success with the running game or short passing game only to forget their past successes. The passing game is their weapon of choice, no doubt. And I saw a patient Jalen Hurts in the first half, taking what the defense was giving him, moving the chains, and keeping the pressure on the Giants' defense. With their early success, they began to fall in love with the passing game and abandon the balance and success of simply taking what the defense was giving them, until they could force the Giants to give them the looks that they wanted for the big games. Defensively, my expectations are quite a bit lower given the state of the personnel and the turmoil which has been present with the turnover of defensive play calling to Matt Patricia. His hands are tied given the fact that he is the de facto defensive coordinator running another defensive coordinator scheme. There seems to be a commitment to running a four-man front in an attempt to aid the low-ranking pass defense. Patricia knows full well that they cannot start the run with this band of linebackers who look confused and quite often lost as it pertains to their gap responsibilities in the run game. This is the trade-off you get when you ignore the position of linebackers like Howie Roseman has. If they cannot control the line of scrimmage, they will have a tough time trying to stop any team in which they play. Special teams-wise, you have to ensure that you are part of the solution and not the problem. They've been probably the most efficient unit all season long, believe it or not. Special teams, no more gaffes, no more turnovers, putting an already struggling defense in tough situations. This Arizona team, like the Jets and the Seahawks, are licking their chops right now at the prospects of taking down an already playoff qualified team. They'll certainly believe after the last 3 or 4 games that they have a shot at winning this game and saying that they took down last year's Super Bowl runner-up. I no longer believe that this team can put together the perfect or complete game they've been searching for all season long. But I do know that they'll fight, bite, scratch, and claw for every win, and it will never be easy. Arizona is a team in transition, a team, once again, that the Eagles should beat. Once again, they have to go out and earn it because this Eagles team does a grand job of playing down to its competition and allowing the opponents to hang around long enough to build the belief that they can compete and that they can win. The players and coaches are beginning to acknowledge some of these problems and shortcomings, but I think they're self-aware enough to realize that they can ill afford to lose to an opponent they're supposed to beat, like the Arizona Cardinals. The Birds win 30-17 to move to 12-4. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I'll see you next week as we look back on the Cardinals matchup and look ahead to the regular season finale versus the Giants once again up north. Have a safe, happy, and prosperous 2024. Good night and go Birds.